Welcome to class. I'm Shanna from the Yoga Venture, and I am in beautiful Costa Rica today, and I'm offering this easy mobility flow just to help you, especially like if you've been on a long flight or something like that. This will be really great to help just ease out some of the tightness and the tension that you might get from traveling or just maybe from living life. So let's go ahead and get started, sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll inhale, lift the head up to the sky. Exhale, round, curl your spine, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, arch your back, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Again, inhale, moving to the arch. And then exhale, curling and rounding back. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. And now sit up tall. Take your chin parallel to the floor. Let's add a twist. Taking your right hand over to your left knee, tenting your fingertips and twisting to look behind you. Switch to the other side. Just go back and forth, taking that twist, just a little push. And then unwind to do the other side. Little push. And again, twist to the first side. And then over to the second side, finding your way back to center. Inhale, sweep your arms over your head. Interlace your fingers, press your palms up to the ceiling, squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears, lengthen through the side of your body, and then come and fold over to the right, and back to center, and fold to the left, and back to center. Tall and long, fold over to the right. Lift back to the center, exhale, fold over to the left, and back to center. Release your arms down. Roll your shoulders up and round and back, getting out tightness and tension between your shoulder blades, those scapula muscles. Good, keep it going. Lifting up to the ears and pulling the shoulder blades together, and then switch shoulder blades round forward as you come around, circling back to front this time, and then sweep your right arm across, take a hold of it, drop your shoulder down, stretch out through your shoulder joint, pulling that arm across your body, open the arms wide, switch to the other side. Make sure you move the shoulder away from your ear to get the stretch in your shoulder. And then sweep the arms behind, interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest, send it forward, opening up through your chest muscles on the front. And then fold your head down. Don't have to go all the way to the floor, just round forward. And then shift to the right and to the left, to the right and left, and then center, come back up. Roll those shoulders out just for 1 second. And then find your way into a tabletop position onto your hands and knees, your feet flat, and then flip your palms up to the sky, and then shift your weight side to side. Try to keep your elbows straight as you do this. Pushing the back of your hands down to the floor. Come to center and blink your fingers open and closed, stretching out through your forearms and your wrist joint. Blinking, open, close, open, close. And take your right wrist, roll it around in circles. And switch, do circles in the other way. Switch to the other side, take your left wrist, roll it in circles one direction. And switch, do circles the opposite direction. And come back to center. Retract the shoulder blades, sinking the chest down, the shoulder blades together, and then press away, protract. Retract and protract. Trying to isolate the scapula so the chest is falling and then pushing up and away. Retract, protract. Exhale, inhale. Exhale to retract, protract, inhale. Come to center. Walk your hands up to the top. Shift your hips back, little arch to the spine, let your head roll down and touch the mat, and then round forward back onto your knees. Shift the hips back and down, letting your head release, and then rounding back up to hands and knees through your spine. So you're just going through the two different directions, but nice and gentle. We're not trying to go to big extremes here. We're still warming up the spine, the back, and the shoulders with these rounding and these light arch. Hips back, chest goes down just a bit, and your head goes down, and then you round back up. Tailbone leads as you go back, and then you round from the tailbone to roll forward. Tailbone back, little arch. Hold it there this time with your head on the floor. Really try to pull your shoulder blades away in that protracted position so that you're starting to open up in your shoulder joints. You're hugging your rib cage closed and turning the triceps and the armpits down towards the floor. Big breaths as you stretch this out. Just holding it there. And then roll up through your spine one more time. Walk your hands back underneath so you're in your tabletop position. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Try to stack your shoulders right on top of each other, opening your rib cage so it's shifting open. And then you'll keep sending that arm back so it reaches back behind you. And then turn the chest, put the hand down on the floor. Inhale, left arm up, twist. Stack the shoulders up, rotating from your rib cage. And then keep reaching it back so it's stretching behind you, about even with your shoulder. And then turn your chest, plant your hands back down on the mat. Inhale, lift the right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread and pull it underneath. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, twist, try to pull it to the opposite side. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist underneath. Inhale, open. Exhale, close and pull. Inhale. Exhale. And back to center. Other side, left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, twist, pull underneath you. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist and reach. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And come back to center, both hands on the ground. Moving to cat and cow, put your feet flat. Inhale, arch to cow. Exhale, round and curl to cat. Drop your belly, arch, inhale. Exhale, curl, round. Inhale, cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round your spine. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arch. Exhale, pull the belly in and curl your back. Come to neutral and then push your hips to the right, look over to the left. Little twist. Come to center, switch, push your hips to the left, look over your right shoulder. And then find yourself back in neutral. Circle your hips to the right, back towards your heels, to the left, and then over to the right again. So you're just going to sit back over the heels and swing your hips left and right, letting your back move and round as much as you'd like, getting as much stretch through the back as you want. And then shift forward, come back onto your hands and knees, and then go over to the left, and same thing, sink over the heels and send the hips left and right, moving your back into it as much as you would like. Hips go side to side, and then round up, coming back onto all fours, tabletop. Walk your hands forward and then just lay your belly down on the mat. You'll take your arms right by your sides, hug your elbows in, lift your head, rolling up through your spine, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then rolling down, keeping the chest lifted, putting the hips down, the belly, the chest, and your head's going to be the very last thing that comes down. Then you peel up the opposite way, starting by lifting the head and rolling up till you come to like an up dog position. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then send the chest more forward to arch yourself down. Your head stays up until the very last second. Nice and slow. Peel yourself up and off, starting by lifting your head, then squeezing your back muscles, lifting yourself up, and then sending the chest forward, the elbows bend, and then reversing that roll down, going the opposite way, taking your time. Then push your hips back over your heels to a child's pose. Your arms are extended in front of you. Your forehead is down on the mat. Really try to sit on your heels. Let your lower back open up. Release out. Big, relaxing breaths here. Slowly roll yourself up back to all fours, and then you'll lower yourself down onto your belly once again. Place your forearms on the floor in front of you. Try to pull the elbows and the arms back so you can squeeze your chest forward. Look forward with your head. Just lifting your upper back off, squeezing the shoulder blades so you can try to get the chest as open as possible in Sphinx pose, holding it there. Then you'll turn your head, look over your right shoulder. Back to the middle. And then turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Coming back to the center. And then releasing your upper back down. Slide your hands back under your armpits. And then you'll keep pulling those hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest up off the floor and your head off the floor. Hold it there, squeezing, trying to lift the chest up as high as you can. Look over to the right, back to the middle. Look to the left, your arms can slide to the right as you do that. Come back to the center, squeeze, lift up as high as you can. And then slowly release down, letting your shoulders turn in and down towards the mat, your palms to the ceiling. Just stay there for a moment. Then put your hands back under your armpits. Hug those elbows in so you can push yourself up back onto your knees. And find your tabletop position, knees under your hips, your wrists under your shoulders, cat and cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. And cow, looking up, cat, tucking and rounding in. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. Find neutral spine. And then lift your body up so you're right on your knees. Take your thumbs, place them on your hip bones, hug your elbows together, and push your hips forward, keeping your chin tucked to your chest. Just trying to extend the hip flexor muscles. And then lift yourself back up so your shoulders are over your hips. Sit back over your heels. Extend your arms out in front of you. Lift up, squeeze your glutes, and then sit over your heels. Lift and squeeze. Sit back down. Lift, press those hips a little forward, tucking them under, and sit. So you're squeezing your glutes, pushing the hips a little bit forward, and then just coming to sit back down. Squeeze and sit. Up and squeeze, and then sit down. Squeeze and sit. Lifting up and coming down. Up and down. Again, up and sit down. I'm going to add a little bit of a back arch. So this time we come up, reach back with your right hand, take your right heel, push your hips forward, your left arm goes overhead. Easy, easy back bend. Come to center, sit back down over your heels. Other side, come up, left arm back to your heels, push your hip forward, your right arm goes overhead. Little bit of an arch back, come back to the center and sit over your heels. Again, up to the right, reach back, take your right heel, left arm overhead, stretch, pushing the hips forward, lifting back up, and then sitting on your heels. Back up, other side, left hand back, take your heel, right arm up, pushing the hips forward, come back to center, sit over the heels. We're going to do that a little bit faster now, going over to the right, and then sitting and over to the left. So we're adding just kind of like a gentle swing as we go from one side, left arm overhead to sit, and then sweeping the right arm overhead, pushing the hips forward to go to the other side. So just adding that little bit of a swing to a back arch. And it's just a gentle back arch, nothing huge, nothing major. You're really mostly pushing those hips forward to stretch out the hip flexors a little bit into your stomach muscles. Sweeping up to arch back, to the right, and then to the left. Coming to center, sitting down. Come stack your shoulders back up. Take your right foot forward. Tuck your hips under so that left hip is pressing forward, and you're just going to hold there. Another stretch for the hip flexor. Really pushing that back hip forward as you hold. Wiggle your right toes forward, making a more wide angle. Keep the back hip tucked under. Your arms extend forward. Sink down. Open your left arm so you twist. Back to center, and then push up over your back knee. Sink. Left arm opens, twist. Back to the front. Push, extend. Sink it down. Open the arm. Close the arm, and come back up. Down. Open. Close. Push. Sink down, open, close, and then you'll drop your left hand down to the floor. Your right hand can go onto your knee, and you'll just stay in this low lunge. Again, trying to drop the back hip down so it gets that extra stretch. Push your hips back, come up, and we'll switch legs, stepping the left foot forward, 90-degree angle. Tucking the back hip, finding that hip flexor stretch, 90-90. Holding there. And move forward with those toes so you create a wider angle. Keep tucking the hips under. So your arms go forward, we sink. This time open your right arm, back to center, and then push up. Sink down. Open, close, and push over your back knee. Sink, open, close, and up. Sinking down. Open, close, and lift back up. Down, open, close, push to lift, and down. All the way to stretch, coming down to your low lunge. Left or right hand on the floor, left hand on your knee. Your back hip is trying to drop down towards the floor. And your front knee is lined up with your heel. So on this one, we're not trying to push that knee over our toes for this stretch. Push back, come back onto both your knees, and take your hips around in a circle, just giving them a little bit of a release. And switch, go other way. Swing the hips around all the way. And find center. Drop back down onto hands and knees, tabletop. Push your hips to the right, head to the left. Twist. To center, other way. Hips to the left, head to the right. Come back, find your center again. Open the knees wider so you can sit into your child's pose once again, elongating the arms in front of you, trying to get the elbows straight, your forehead down on the mat, and try to sit all the way on the heels. The lower back is going to get a nice stretch here. It's going to open up. Come back to your breath. Doing nice full inhales through your nose and exhales out your nose. Lift your head, walk your hands over to the right. And lay the head back down to stretch out through the sides of the body now. Lift your head, walk your hands over to the left. Lay your head down. Stretch the other side. Lift the head. Walk yourself back to the middle. Lay your forehead down one more time. Continuing breathing fully. Lift the head. Take your left arm, slide it under your right arm. Your right fingertips will tent on the mat and you'll look under, twisting out in that child's pose. Lift, take your left arm forward, your right arm under, tent the fingertips on your front arm, turn your head to look to the arm that's underneath you. Back to the center, come to both fingertips are going to be on the mat, both hands on the fingertips, forehead down, stretch in child's pose. Take the palms back down onto the mat. Roll up through your spine. Come to a seated position. You can cross your legs underneath you or swing them around. Extend the legs out in front of you. Give them a nice shake. Bend your left leg. Step it over your right leg. Wrap your right arm in. Give it a hug. And then extend your spine, sitting up nice and tall. Then we'll take that left shoulder and twist open. Opposite way of the knee to look back behind us. Stretching out the glute muscles. If you want to go deeper, you can hook your elbow on the outside of your knee and add to that twist. Your other hand will just go tenting on the mat for some more support. So you can have something to push against. And release back to center, switch legs. Left leg extends and your right leg bends and comes over top of your left leg. Left arm wraps around your knee, hug it to your chest, then sit tall and twist looking over your right shoulder. If you want to go deeper, hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. Sit up tall and twist into it, pushing your elbow against your knee. Unwinding, extending your right leg back out. Shake those legs again. Crease at the hips, bend forward, sending the chest forward, and then the bottom, let your head fall forward and round yourself up. Chest forward, rolling down to the legs, and then rounding up. Chest forward to fold. You can try to get a little deeper every time, and then when you go all the way down, round up. So you're rolling through the spine two different ways. One way through an arched back, and this time just stay at your lowest spot in a forward fold. If you can, grab the toes. And then inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, curl your spine. So it's like you're cat and cowing, but with your legs extended. Round the spine. And then arch the spine. Release to round. Release, then take the head and arch. Release and round. And then release, moving into the arch. Forward fold, let your head release. This time just let your body hang over your legs. If your neck feels tight, turn it side to side. You can also lift your head up and down. Just gently folding over your legs. And then roll up from the bottom of your spine all the way up to a nice lengthened position. Open the legs wider than your mat. And just round your body forward, coming in between your legs. Just letting your body hang in between the legs. As you hold, just try to go a little deeper with every exhale. But your head is really hanging and your spine is rounded for this one. Relax, relax, relax. Make your way back up to a seated position by rounding through your spine. Take the legs forward again. Sit tall, flex through your feet. And then we're going to pull those kneecaps up. Try to drive the back of the knees down towards the floor. Bend yourself or your knees. You can scoot yourself forward and lay down on your back. Take your arms out to a T. Let your knees fall to the right, stacking the top knee over your bottom knee. Your head turns to the left. See if you can keep both of your shoulders down on the floor. Just relax as you hold this really nice twist of the spine, and letting everything just kind of wring itself out. Lift your knees back up to the ceiling and then continue to let them fall over so they're to the left, and then your head will roll over to the right. Same thing, just relax, breathe, let yourself wring out. Lift your knees back up to the ceiling. And then extend your legs out to the corners of the mat, letting your hips fall open, your feet turn out. Your hands go down right next to your body, palms up to the sky. Let your chest relax. If you haven't, close your eyes. Soften your jaw and your facial muscles. Finding release and calmness through the entire body and the mind. It's good to lay here in the quiet, being present in the moment. When it's time to wake up, I'll bring you back in. Slowly roll into a ball on your right side. With your eyes closed, come up to a seated position. Resting your hands on your knees with your palms up. Drop your shoulders down and lift, lengthening the spine. Inhaling through your nose to a count of 4. Exhaling out your nose to a count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your belly, and repeat in your mind, or you can say it out loud with me. May these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Place your hands in a prayer position at your heart. Bow your head down. Take your index fingers and place them right in between your eyebrows. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this class and the beauty that is Costa Rica. See you next time.